trampling the trees.
Oh my gosh.
Good morning.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Morning.
Surprise.
Love you.
Surprise.
Surprise.
Surprise. We're here.
Oh, surprise.
Cheers. I love you.
Surprise. Surprise.
Surprise. Oh, hi. We're here.
Just kind of a little bit. Oh well. Too bad
We're
you get what you
tipsy.
get. You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
And this isn't worth much.
You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. That's what I used to tell my kids. Wow. It's been a very busy, interesting, maybe not so fun last couple of weeks. So, we're sorry we missed you last Saturday.
Holy cow. There's still fires going on, so you're going to
Yes.
hear helicopters going over us. They're getting their buckets of water and dumping it on the fires. We're not in any danger where we are. It's about how many miles north? 20?
More 30, and then it's moving more north.
Moving toward the north.
Yeah. So, thankfully for us, but sadly for others. But this is a more populated area than the area north, so it is avoiding a lot of structures by heading that way. And hopefully no one will lose their homes. We haven't heard. Have you?
Nope.
I know you've been reading.
Haven't heard anything
So,
about that.
It's like there's a new fire all the time, but this one is big and it's continued. It's been going on for the past couple of weeks.
It's over 100,000 acres.
It's so sad. A whole area where I used to camp in a different life. Actually, it was when I was single with my kids. And I think our family had actually gone up. There's a place called Frenchman's. It's not very far from here. And the whole place is burned down except for the lake,
The
obviously.
lake's the only thing that's left.
Yep, big camping area, big group camping area. A lot of people go fishing up there. I'm sure they can do that, but it was a beautiful area and it's gone. So we've heard. We haven't been up there.
Shame, shame, shame. Seen
Yeah.
pictures. Doesn't look pretty at all.
No, it's
I
so
mean,
sad.
it's
It's a
just-
foresty area.
Black and crusty, burnt right down to the water's edge.
It's so sad.
It's just sad. It really, really is. But in addition to that, we've had, a couple other things happen to us. We put up the little short, the YouTube short a couple weeks ago, and said
Actually, it was last weekend.
we were having issues with our toilet, and my brother-in-law Kevin, when it was all going on, because he's having issues with his waterfall, because you notice the waterfall's not behind us. It's still here. He's working on it. He's got some issues with that. But he said, hey, yours is just a toilet. He says, be thankful. He says, could be a lot worse for you. You could be stuck in a hole full of water. But I know he means well.
Yeah, he means well. Yes,
A well.
I got it.
But he is having issues
He
with
is,
the waterfall.
And we did have big time water issues.
With our toilet.
We did not do a video.
But it wasn't the dirty kind of toilet.
Thank goodness.
It wasn't the
water.
black tank that was
No.
leaking. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, we'll talk about it because we didn't do any video. It
So-
was not a happy time. It was very frustrating, and fights ensued, and it's
Someone took a leak in our
frustrating.
John, and that's when the fight started.
And that's when the fight started. No, it was the water inlet to the toilet for flushing it.
Fresh water.
Yep. So Tom gets up one day and he's like, we have a major issue. There is water leaking down here. And he thought our tanks were just too full. It wasn't even in the morning. It was in the afternoon.
Outside of the rig.
Yeah. And down into the basement.
And I see water coming out of the storage bin, the big basement. And I'm like, this is not good.
I didn't think it was our tanks being too full because we had been conserving and it hadn't been 2 weeks yet, or it was right at 2 weeks.
And I just jumped to conclusions and goes, well, our tanks are overflowing. We need to go dump.
So I run my hand along the rail where the water's coming, and I smelled it, and I went, this is just water. You have to, right? You have to check and see what it is, whether it was soapy from the shower water or if it was the other water, stinky water. And it wasn't. It was just regular water. So
Yeah,
I
she was
said,
sniffing it going, Doesn't smell like it. Come here and taste this.
I did not. I should have, but I didn't. So I follow the drip. We tear out. We had ever since we bought it, the RV, it's had a pegboard kind of like divider in the basement. We have a massive basement, and it had this divider. And Tom has hated it and was frustrated with it ever since the very beginning. I mean, we made use of it for sure, but we got fed up with it. And of course, we were frustrated trying to find where this leak was coming from. And so we just ripped that thing out of there. So we had more room because the leak was coming down right where that board was. So kind of traced it back, and we found that it was the water inlet. Okay, so we should have been able to turn off the water to the toilet, right? Wrong.
Now, I know some RVs have
Yeah.
a toggle switch, a T, an intersection.
Or a valve
a
to turn
valve,
off, yeah.
anything to turn the water off going to the toilet.
Oh, no, not
Not
us.
ours. Ours is just,
The PEX pipe coming straight up through the floor with this much room
There's no
to try
play.
and connect it to the rigid toilet pipe that comes out for you to hook the water to.
no play at all in that pipe.
So that was frustrating. So we got it all disconnected, and it was like, well, crap, we couldn't get it connected back together. Crap! Ha, 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 ha. Yeah, pun intended.
So we did take the toilet out.
And we took the toilet out, and it was like, well, dang it. We realized that it must. Well, we tried connecting it back together again,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And water was just coming out, so it was like, stop. Every time you turn the pump on, so we didn't have any water.
So we figured out it was leaking out of the fresh water inlet,
Yep.
the connector.
It was a
It
connector.
wasn't really the PEX pipe, it's the connector. Had a hairline crack in it. You know, how old is that thing? It's 16, 17
Yeah,
years
oh,
old.
Yep. And we've had an issue with our toilet for
2 years.
2 years, yeah.
We've had
the pedals would
pedal
stick.
issue.
Yeah. So I think that by us, because you would have to kind of push it down and pull it up with your hand to close the valve on it. And I think by doing that, we probably broke that little thing in the back.
Over time.
Over time, yeah. So thankfully, we're here at my sister's. We're able to go into her house for water and for using the restroom. And so that lasted just a couple days until we could get into town.
I just used the outdoor restroom.
Well, boys can do that, especially where they live. It's not like you're in a real residential neighborhood with neighbors all the way around you, and you're outside taking a whiz.
Yeah.
So you're not your bad knee, okay? No. So we went on a search for a new toilet.
Found it.
Found one.
Great toilet.
Place in Reno.
Yeah.
And we also got a flexible hose to connect from the water inlet to the toilet, and it made it so much easier.
Yeah, we just to go from the PEX pipe to the flexible hose to the toilet instead of trying to latch it right up. And it was so much nicer. And we hooked it up, got the new toilet in there, looked at it, and thought, wow, this is nice. No leaks. Go to sit on it. And it was like Edith Ann sitting on the big chair.
My legs can swing.
That toilet is so high.
But you know what? It looks like a regular household toilet.
It
It's
does.
a porcelain toilet. It curves, concaves down towards the bottom. It has a wooden seat, not the blank wood, but the painted wood, a regular toilet seat. And but it's very nice. It was something that needed to be done, and sadly it took a leak to do it, and we caught it in time, so we hope we don't have any damage, knock on wood, we hope.
And we did knock on wood.
Hey.
We checked the floorboards all around
and
where
up
we
underneath.
thought the water was leaking through, and everything is solid. We didn't pull up any linoleum or anything to check, but just pounding on it, it didn't sound bad at all.
And-
So we either caught it in the very beginning,
Yeah, right when it was happening, yeah.
or it just didn't leak that much.
And luckily the water just kind of came down along the PEX pipe, the
Yeah.
blue pipe, and it just dripped right
into
the
the
basement.
Yeah.
So there was nothing there that got damaged either, and it wasn't a big gushing flood.
Yeah.
So we had that issue, and then our TV went out on us.
We're just sitting there watching TV, and it just goes.
We got all these white lines coming up and down. It was like,
I guess it's done.
Great. We had been having a little bit of issues with it. Every now and then it would kind of freeze up and you go turn it off and turn it back on again.
Not this time.
Not this time. It would not come back on.
No.
And, you know, somebody brought up this one time in their videos about how these TVs are not made to be bounced around in an RV. You know?
Yeah.
So we're lucky we got 6 years out of ours. And you had read that they're really only meant to last about 5 years or so.
I went and looked at, we had a Vizio, and I went and looked at the lifespan of a Vizio, and it said 5 to 7 years. And I'm like, 5 to 7 years? Who makes electronics and things like that now with a expiration date on it, for goodness sakes?
But they're computers, basically.
They
so
basically are, and bouncing around, going down the road, they're not going to last as long. And it's just stuff like that you really don't think about. So, luckily, again, with the prices, what we paid for that one, we had it 6 years, almost 7, going on to 7. It was crazy what we paid for that TV compared to what we paid for a brand new one.
And what it weighed. And the Vizio that we got weighed a whole lot less than the one that was in there when we bought it.
Yeah.
So it keeps getting lighter.
But the new Vizio is 18.5 pounds, something like that. And the old one was 30 or 32. And it's like, so we get a new Vizio, we get it hooked up, we start playing with it.
Watch it for a couple days.
7 days, and it's like, okay, this has got to go back to the store. The color's not right. It's a grainy looking picture.
Yeah, and you couldn't get the sound to work.
To work correctly.
Yeah.
So we boxed it back up, took it back to the store, and looking around, something that I've never, I know they make sound bars. We bought a Roku TV.
Yeah, an ONN, and come to find out, Mom's little DVD player she has is an ONN too.
And oh my God, the picture quality, it's 4K, UHD, and it's amazing.
It's nice.
And it only cost, was it 200 and
It was
something?
a little bit less than the Vizio was.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep, and it's nice. The color's great.
Oh my
it works
gosh.
with the Roku soundbar. They can work in conjunction together.
And you know what? Again, the more I thought about it, the more I thought, I'm not going to put a expensive $500 to $1,000 TV inside an RV, shaking it down the road. I'm not going to do it.
We strap it down. We wrap it with 2 blankets, and we strap it down tight, so it's not, willy-nilly like this. But it, they do get jostled around a little bit. So we had that issue.
We got it all fixed. Everything's nice. And we're happy, happy, happy. Next was the door.
Yep, our screen door.
The front door to the RV.
All of a sudden, the little latch on the screen door breaks. I said, what happened to this? All of a sudden, it's just the door's not staying closed.
It's like, what happened?
So it's like, oh my gosh. So he orders a new latch. We get it. And of course, none of the pieces match.
They don't.
There's
you
no
got to
holes
drill
are
new
different.
holes and everything instead of it matching up. You're always like, oh, please match up. No.
Oh, no. And so you have 3 areas, right? You've got the one on your main door. There's a little hook on it that is supposed to pull the screen door open when you open it. There's, of course, the latch on the door jamb and then the little latch handle. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, none of it matched. And then we're trying to match them all up. So it's like, okay, should we drill here or not? Because if it doesn't, then we've got a hole.
We got extra holes. That's all I need is an extra hole in my head.
In the door. Or in the... So anyway, after a few days of trying to get that settled, we finally got that done. Mm-hmm. And we've been purging a lot.
Not a little.
Not a little, a lot. My mom went to the storage unit the other day and she went, oh my God, I can't even get in there. There's no way where for me to get in there. I said, yes, there is. We only put stuff on our side. Your side is still the same and there's still an aisleway to walk. Well, it's only this big. And it's like, no, it isn't. But anyway, so I went with Mom a couple days. Was it yesterday?
Yes.
It seems like days ago. Yesterday morning, we got up very, very early before it got hot. And I spent 3.5 hours helping her. We took all of hers and my Aunt Muriel's stuff out.
Rearranging.
Well, we didn't take all her stuff out. We took all my Aunt Muriel's stuff out because she needs her stuff. She finally got a house back east where she moved to. And so now we can start sending her things. But she's asking for this and she's asking for that. And my mom, bless her heart, she works really hard to try and take care of things. But she has no patience. So she'll go through a box and then she'll throw other things into that box and then throw things from this box into that box. So she has no idea where anything is. So we went through every single one of my aunt's boxes, relabeled everything, signed and dated it, and so now she shouldn't have any problems finding things. And so we did that, but I have loaded up the storage quite a bit.
We were hauling around a lot of stuff.
Yes. Once again, my name is Lori and I'm a pack rat. Self-proclaimed. I have no bones about it, but it was out of hand and I've taken care of it.
Yes, you have.
I think I got rid of a whole lot more than he really expected me to.
Yeah.
So.
You know, I'm kind of almost afraid to tow the trailer now for fear that a slight breeze of 5 to 10 miles an hour might blow it over.
Especially as high as we sit
There's
now.
no weight left in it anymore.
I have gone back to storage and went, okay, shoot, I really, really do need this. I need to get that out of there. So I have a couple more things I need to go back and take back out, but nothing of big significance. So,
you know, if it wasn't for our groceries, there'd be nothing inside of the place
yeah,
anymore.
I just went grocery shopping.
And it's just funny. Yeah, speaking of groceries, we were at Walmart the other day grocery shopping, and, you know, everything's cool and fine at the Walmart. You can walk around, you can eat a grape or two, and nobody bothers you. But you go to pop a beer open, and here comes security.
Oh. I don't think they really appreciate you eating grapes as you walk around the store either that you haven't paid for.
Oh,
and
man.
yes, popping open a beer would definitely be a big no-no. So we already talked about the fire and the toilet and the door and the TV and purging a lot.
A lot.
So Dave, you would be really proud of us with the home improvement things that we have done
Oh
without
my
your
gosh.
help.
Without a Dave.
We do have a Kevin,
Yeah.
our brother-in-law, who is very, very handy. We only needed his muscle twice because Tom
Actually,
could not...
we didn't really need the muscle as much as we needed the, what do you call it?
Agility?
When you're all in a knot.
His agility. So I've got this hand issue. Tom has a knee issue, so he couldn't get down around there. I couldn't tighten or loosen things.
Around the back of the toilet. I couldn't
Yeah.
squat down enough and bend my knee because it still won't bend all the way. I can't squat.
And then I can't do anything with this thumb of any significance. So we needed Kevin a couple times to do some agility and muscle work. But that was it. Otherwise, we did the rest of it ourselves.
Yeah.
We
I did a pretty damn good job.
Yeah, knock on wood. we keep worrying every time we turn the pump on. It's like, go check behind the toilet.
Go check behind, make sure there's no leaks.
Is it leaking? Is it leaking? So on 4th of July, right, because we go all the way back to that on our thing, we had a very nice barbecue over at our daughter Jolene's and her family. And that was a very nice day. We had yummy food and
It's
we
delicious.
always have yummy,
It's always
yummy
fun
food.
when you go there.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yep. They go all out to my daughters.
Scott and I always end up playing Name That Tune with songs out of the 60s.
Yeah. Yes. Our son-in-law is a little bit older than our daughter, so, but it works for them, and he's wonderful, and so.
He likes it when I come over because that way he's not the old guy.
That's true.
And then when we say we gotta go, he goes, "No, that means I'm the old guy."
I'm the old guy again. Yeah, but you would never know it. He's
a hoot.
Yeah, he seems younger than me. So, but that was a nice time. And speaking of that family, it is our grandson Alex's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Alex!
He will be 12 years old.
Golly.
Yeah, Grandma's got to get on the stick today and make a card.
That's
And I have
crazy.
no idea what to do for him.
God, he's having his 12th birthday
I know.
tomorrow.
Max
God,
is
he's been around a while.
He has. I know. Max's 13th birthday
know.
was in February, and I was like, what am I going to do for him? And it was like, aha. I made him this cute little card with a truck with a surfboard in it because he surfs when they go to Southern California on their vacations. So
I thought he was getting a truck.
he did not. He did not. But Alex, he has always been the kind of kid that just entertains himself.
Yeah.
He just does. He likes being by himself. He would play with back when he was little, his dinosaurs and his toys, and he would make up stories, and he loved to read. And now it's more video games, even though they don't sit around and play video games all the time. They are strict. This family works out every single day.
Serious,
they go to the gym,
like at a gym working out.
with trainers and everything. So because they haven't been able to play their sports,
They're all in great shape.
Really been into their gym and their workouts. And
Well,
stuff.
all of them except for Scott. Scott's in great shape for an old guy.
I think he's in better shape than all of them.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, he's done
think so.
triathlons.
Yes.
And he did. What's that one? It's a run. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a big like cross country, climb hills,
yeah.
do all this kind of thing. I don't Spartus or something like that. I don't remember, but anyway, I mean he's done that. So, but so happy birthday, Alex. We love you. Hopefully we get to see you tomorrow. Haven't heard anything. I don't know what they're doing. He might be having a party, and that's with friends, grandma and grandpa. We'll see you later. So
That's true.
Just as long as we bring the card and the gift card in it.
That's true. You know what? We could take him out for his birthday lunch or something like that. Of course, you know what? All the restaurants, every place you go, help wanted, help wanted. Be kind to our staff. We're short-staffed. Blah, 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 blah. We could take Alex out because he could get a job. He could walk in with us at 12 and get a job waiting tables because he brings a lot to the table.
He does.
He does. He really does.
He has quite the entertaining personality.
Oh, my gosh.
He's very sharp, very quick-witted.
He would be an awesome waiter. Oh, my gosh.
He would be. He would be. He'd bring their food to the table.
Happy
too.
birthday, Alex.
Happy birthday. The temperatures, it's been freaking hot here. And
Not as hot as it's been across the southwest.
Yeah, and luckily we don't have the humidity. And
Yeah.
but we have on the 100+ days we have been running the generator for several hours a day.
Yeah.
So, which is fun with the price of gas right now, right? But it's still cheaper than being in an RV park.
Yep. We're doing okay.
And, we enjoy it here at my sister and brother-in-law's. And it's been fortunate because, like I said, when we needed to use their water, I said, Wendy, can I come in and do some dishes? Of course, anytime. When we come home from grocery shopping, big groceries, and because it's hot, we put our groceries in their garage fridge and then gradually bring it over to ours.
Our fridges have been doing okay. We leave them
Yes,
on
not-
propane all the time. We don't use electric on our fridges.
Yeah.
We run propane. And they've actually stayed in the 30s. One fridge kind of goes up into the low 40s once in a while, maybe 42, 43. But the other one stays in the 30s, which is perfect. And
We, a few years ago, we made a shade cloth, and thankfully, over our fridges on that side on the slide, we have an awning that comes out, and then we're able to clamp this shade cloth to the trim of that awning,
and it
helps
protects the fridges on the back side.
Yeah, it helps shade them, and then you take the vent covers off the back, and it helps with the airflow a lot. And
very much.
We are fortunate here that in the evenings it cools down. As soon as that sun goes down, it gets cooler, and we get a breeze generally, if not gale force winds.
Yep.
So all of that helps. We aren't in any shade over
total sun.
where we are.
Total
Which is
sun.
good because we do use our solar, so
Yeah.
we don't use too much of their electricity. We are plugged in. My brother-in-law did run a cord and put in a different circuit so that we could
Hook 30 amp up.
have that.
So it's a 50 amp, but we dog bone down to 30. But we don't really use it that much. Again, we rely on our solar. Again, you know our solar story. We have minimal solar on this big rig, and it works for us.
Yep.
So.
And we run the generator for
Yeah.
the AC.
Yeah.
So we'll have the generator going for the air conditioning and only the air conditioning on low. And then we have our fans, you know, floor fans hooked up to the solar.
Yeah.
So
And then we watch TV off the solar too.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Yep. Works for us.
Works for us.
We hear about people putting on like this massive amount of solar on like small vehicles, and it's like, what do you do that you need that much? It's like, wow. But anything else we got
I don't
going
know.
on?
I think that's about it.
Are you going on safari or
I
something?
really do.
Oh, it's hard. So, you know, that's in case he bumps his head or something. Does that keep you from bumping your head when you fall down?
Yes. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging with us, even though we missed last Saturday's chat. We apologize. We also missed What Up Wednesday. We just really don't have a lot because, like Lori said, we didn't make a toilet video because we didn't want to put out another crappy video.
That's right.
So there probably won't be a What Up Wednesday this Wednesday. Maybe we'll throw a short together and just post something like that.
Yeah, y'all just don't really want to see us when we were like at each other.
Can you imagine us?
It would be beep 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 with all the profanity. So, you know.
Yes, we do fight.
Just know
we argue,
that,
fuss, and fight.
Life isn't all sprinkles and candy canes.
And that's, again, some people go, oh, they make everything look great and good, and
everything was so bad we didn't even want to show you guys. So that's how bad it got.
Appreciate you coming along with us. If you're new to the channel, thanks. Click the subscribe button. Clang on the bell. Get notified every time we put up a brand new video, which is hopefully every Saturday and every Wednesday.
Right. Hopefully. Provided we aren't having any
personal issues.
Right. Or crappy issues.
Or crappy issues.
See ya. Have a great week, you guys. There, are you ready for breakfast? Are you ready?
Squeak.
Are you ready?
Ow.
Bear, are you ready?
Let's go.
Bear, are you ready? Bear,
let's go eat.
Bear.
Come on.
Oh boy.